If you've been thinking about a move to Oklahoma, then you need to avoid this crucial rookie mistake. It's no secret that people from all over the country are finding their way to Oklahoma. With housing costs 28% below the national average and a robust jobs economy, Oklahoma is an incredibly attractive place for folks who are seeking a change of scenery. So what's this big mistake that people are making? Well, oftentimes, after getting their dream home under contract, people will go out and buy something on credit. Maybe it's furniture for that home that they've just got under contract, or a new truck to park in the driveway. The problem is, when you do that, it messes with your credit score, which can then affect the underwriting process on your mortgage loan. In fact, I recently had a client who benefited from this mistake made by another person. You see, this person got a home under contract and then they went out and bought a brand new truck. And my client ultimately benefited because then they were able to come in and make an offer which was accepted on this home. My name is Ben, and I love helping people find their next home or their dream home right here in the Oklahoma City area where I was born and raised. If you're thinking about a move to the Oklahoma City area, my team and I would love to help make that as smooth as possible for you. You can find all of my contact information down in the description below. Go ahead and give me a call or send me a text or an email, or better yet, book a Zoom call, and let's begin the conversation to figure out which area would be best for you. In this video, I'm going to be guiding you through some of the key steps to buying a home in Oklahoma so that you know exactly what to expect before making your move. Let's get into it. The most important steps when you're beginning the home buying process is to find a trusted real estate advisor. And one of the ways you can do that is by interviewing different real estate agents to find out who you vibe with, whose personality you like. And in this initial consultation, your real estate advisor should be asking you questions about what kinds of things are important to you in your next home. Is it the school system that's nearby? Is it the outdoor life? Is it walkability or the amenities in the area? What are the things that are most important to you? So step one of your home buying process is a consultation with a real estate advisor. Now, this next piece is a key step in the home buying process that often gets overlooked and delayed by would-be home buyers, which then ends up delaying the process and sometimes causes them to miss out on a property that they love, that they were hoping to purchase. The next step in the process is to speak with a mortgage lender to get pre-qualified. That mortgage lender is going to sort of take a look under the hood, as it were, of your finances. They're going to look at your income, your expenses, your lifestyle, and they're going to help you determine what you can qualify for in terms of a mortgage loan. Now, this is a very important step because when you get ready to make an offer on a property, you need to have that pre-approval letter in hand. In fact, in the state of Oklahoma, if you're not paying cash, then you've got to have that pre-approval letter to attach to your offer in order for it to be a valid offer. So step number 2, get pre-approved with a mortgage lender. After you have your pre-approval letter from the mortgage lender, the next step is to begin the home search. This is where you'll narrow down which neighborhoods you love the most in an area and really kind of dial in on how many bedrooms and bathrooms, how many square feet, all within the budget that you have from your pre-approval letter. So the third step in the process is the home search. Once you've gone through the home search process, you've gone out and toured some properties with your agent, and you found a home that you love, the next step is to make an offer. And at this point, your agent will run a comparative market analysis, or a CMA, on the property that you want to make an offer on to make sure that it is priced appropriately. After the agent has verified that the home you want to offer on is worth the price that you're going to be offering, they'll write up that offer and they will submit it to the seller or the seller's agent. Now, in addition to that offer, they're going to attach your pre-approval letter, which you got in step 2 from the mortgage lender, and they're also going to bring your earnest money check. Now, earnest money is not an additional expense, but it is an upfront expense. And in the state of Oklahoma, an offer to purchase is not considered a valid contract unless it includes earnest money. Now, earnest money is typically 1% of the total purchase price, although there is not a set number for earnest money. So with the fourth step, where you're making an offer, your agent will write up the contract. They will submit it with your pre-approval letter and your earnest money, which must be submitted within 3 days of the contract being accepted by the seller. Now, that earnest money check is going to be held by the title company, which is a third party in the real estate transaction, and they're going to hold those funds until the real estate transaction is complete. And at the closing table, that money will go toward the purchase of the home. Once the offer has been made and is accepted by the seller, then we enter into the inspection period. Now, this is typically 14 days, although it can be written into the contract to be a longer or shorter period. And during this time, you have the opportunity as the buyer to do your due diligence to make sure that the home meets the standards that you expect for the offer that you are making. So during this process, you are going to have a home inspector come out and check the home. They're going to go through the entire home, outside, inside, all of the systems with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that everything is functioning as it should, and to give you a report of the things they find that are not functioning properly. Now, even with a brand new construction home, you're going to get a list of things that need to be or could be repaired. The home inspector's job is to protect your interest as the buyer. And so they're looking for every little thing that they can find, and then they're going to give that to you in a report. And depending on the level of inspections that are needed for a home, that cost can range anywhere from $250 to $500. Once you have the inspection report back from the inspector, your real estate agent will sit down with you and go over the inspection report to help determine together which things are most important to you to have fixed. At that point, you'll complete what's called a TRR, which stands for treatments, repairs, and replacements. Now, we're not gonna get everything that comes up in an inspection report, but you can put as many things on there as you would like. And this is another point of negotiation in the real estate transaction process. Once the TRR has been submitted, there are a few things that can happen. The seller can agree to everything on the TRR. They can agree to none of it, which rarely happens. Or what happens more often than not is that a negotiation will begin again. So they will make some concessions. They'll say, we're gonna repair these things, but not these things over here. Or sometimes they will just come down on the overall price of the home to cover what those repairs would have cost. Now, if we can't come to a meeting of the minds at this point in the transaction, you as the buyer can walk away and still get your earnest money back. Once we have an agreed upon TRR that has been executed, meaning signed by both parties, that earnest money is locked in. And if you walk away, except for a few rare circumstances after that point, you will lose that earnest money. So step number 5 is the home inspection. The next step in the home buying process is the appraisal and title search. And this is something that the bank will do sort of in the background as some of these other steps are happening. The bank is going to make sure that the home meets the value that you've offered for it. In other words, that the asset they're lending on is worth the amount of money that they are loaning you to purchase it with. They're also going to make sure that the title is free and clear so that there's not some long lost cousin who's going to show up 10 years from now and say they inherited this home from an aunt who's long since passed away. Step number 6 in the process is the appraisal and title search. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, then give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, then hit that subscribe button down below and be sure to tap the notification bell. That way you never miss an update on the Oklahoma City real estate market. Once those 6 steps are complete, we reach the final step of the home buying process, which is the closing. A few days before closing happens, you will get a statement from the title company showing what you need to bring to closing. Now, this will include things like your down payment, depending on how much that is. There will also be credits and debits related to the taxes on the home and the insurance on the home. There are a number of factors that play into the closing costs. Now, if we have negotiated for the seller to pay some of those closing costs, then you will see that in the settlement statement as well. But just know that that settlement statement you get a few days before closing is going to show you the exact dollar amount you need to be prepared to bring in the form of a cashier's check to the closing table. Once we get to the closing table, then you'll sign what feels like a million papers. There are a lot of documents that go into the home buying process. You'll be handed the keys to your new home, and then we can pop the champagne and celebrate because you have just purchased a new home. So if you've been thinking about a move to Oklahoma City, the next step is to decide which area of the city is right for you and your family. All of that information is laid out in this next video to give you a better understanding of what it's like to live in the Oklahoma City area.